Hey guys, so I just got back from the gym a little bit ago. Sweating with the oldies, right? I got to be ready to, I got to be in shape if you're going to be out there cop watching and auditing, and you got to park, half a block to a block away and then walk around up there. And so I got to be in shape, but that's not what this is about. I do have an editorial coming for you later this morning. I have an editorial. I want you guys to watch the Friday morning editorial. You're going to love it. You are going to literally crap your pants. Freedom News Now is in Detroit. Somebody, after I do my editorial, you may want to get a message to Freedom News Now and tell him he's going to have to go do an audit. Oh, you guys are going to love this one. I'm not in Detroit or I would do it, but I'm doing the editorial. But let's talk real quick about body cams. Police body cams. I am going to put a link to a news story in the description box below. It's a very lengthy news story. I read quite a bit of it, practically almost all of it. I'm not doing an editorial on that because it's really long. But it has to do with body cams. Now they're saying, and they're reporting that a lot of law enforcement agencies, particularly police departments, are dropping their body cameras. They say it's not too expensive to buy them and hand them out, but the operating costs are going overhead that they can't keep up. So a lot of police departments can't afford to store the data, edit the data for court cases. They're trying to keep up with the laws on what they can use in court, what they can't use in court. They're having to hire technicians to come in and, help prepare their videos and so forth. And there's hours of footage and yada, 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 yada. So a lot of police departments and sheriff's departments are saying the costs are just too high to maintain these body cameras, so they're having to drop them. They just can't keep recording out there on the street. What this means for your communities is you're going to have cops out there with no accountability to themselves. They're not going to be recording themselves interacting with you any longer if they drop those body cameras, especially your smaller police departments or even your larger ones that have huge costs. I mean, look at the LAPD. Can you imagine the costs these guys have? But I don't know if the LAPD will ever drop body cameras, but if your local law enforcement agency drops that body camera, you no longer have police accountability in that community except for you guys, you cop watchers out there. Everybody, not even a cop watcher, average Joe. You ever watch that dodgeball? The average Joes always beat global. Average Joes beat global, Jim. Average Joes beat global. We can beat these law enforcement agencies, so to speak, by recording them, by getting out there with your cell phone or your camera or whatever it is. You're driving down the street. You're on your way home from work. You look over, you see cherries and berries. Cops got somebody pulled over. Pull into the next parking lot. Grab your smartphone, hit the camera, and run up there and record it, guys. You're going to have to do it. How do you know that you get home and then see in your local newspaper guy beaten down and pepper sprayed by police? And you find out that local law enforcement agency dropped their body cameras because of overhead costs, and they had no accountability except what the cops said in their report. That's the only witness statement, is the cops in the report. Or maybe they covered the body camera and said, well, we were fighting him and then something happened. Or maybe the camera gets shut off and the cop says, well, I must have been in the fracas, that it just somehow turned off. You guys, the average Joes in your community, are your body cameras for that community. You are the body camera, your phone, your smartphone, your iPhone, your whatever phone, your Samsung phone. If it doesn't catch fire, you can record the cops with it. And that's what we're urging people to do. We're not just out there becoming YouTube stars. We're not just out there to get views on YouTube or Facebook. We're out there because cops are violating people every single day. I'm not talking about somebody that starts swinging on a police officer and then he gets a beat down. You're going to get hit back. I'm talking about a guy who maybe says, F you pig, you stupid tyrant, and the cop grabs him by the back of the neck, slams his face into the trunk of the car, handcuffs him, swings him around, and throws him on the ground and says, stop resisting. Those cops are who I'm talking about. A cop that can't take a little verbal abuse without dishing out some physical punishment. It's unprofessional, and it's downright illegal. So we need you guys to start recording the cops. Articles in the description box below if you want to read it and you have some time to read it. It's kind of interesting talking about how police agencies are now dropping body cameras because they can't afford it. You know what that means, right? No cameras? It's whatever the cop said. But if you have your camera, you can say, that's not what happened. Did you guys see my YouTube video? What? No, the news got it wrong. In fact, the news did get it wrong once. We had I'm going to finish with this one here. So we had a car accident where a guy was going up through a green light and got smacked into by a guy who ran a red light. Now, the guy has admitted that he didn't know the light had turned red. But when we're reading in the newspaper, they flipped the cars and said that the car that got hit, they said that car hit another vehicle going through a light, yada, yada. The newspaper had got it wrong. They reversed the vehicles in their news story. But if you looked at my video and you seen the damage to the cars, you would see that the car they said ran into another vehicle actually got T-boned by that other vehicle. So my video, by showing the damage to the vehicles, showed what really happened in theory. And the newspaper, just because it was bad reporting, reversed the vehicles in the accident. And that's what I'm talking about. Getting video coverage and saying, this is what happened. I don't know what they're talking about. Guys, News Now Yucaipa, I'm trying to get you guys fired up. Let's do this. Editorial coming later. You're going to love this editorial. You're going to love it. God bless Detroit. Thank you.